There isn't a single definition for it, yet it can be recognized everywhere. The scourge that causes the nation an approximate $300 million revenue loss has proved to be the biggest holdback to Uganda's development and efficient service delivery. Like the rest of the nation, the Rwenzori region has fallen victim to the cancer of corruption, but not without a fight. In 2002, Rwenzori Anti-Corruption Coalition was set up with the mandate of freeing the Rwenzori region of corruption. We head to the region to get a picture of this over 10-year-long battle against corruption.
As a community with the Rwenzori region, we realized there was rampant corruption, unabated, much as government was putting in place a framework to fight corruption, but there was rampant corruption in the region. So as the community, concerned community members and leaders, we came together in an open space meeting organized by Kabarole Research and Resource Center, at that time called the Kabarole Research Center. And we formed the task force on which I sat to form an organization, a civil society organization that would champion community initiative to fight corruption.
Rwenzori Anti-Corruption Coalition work has had an impact on the daily lives of the people in the districts of Bundubujo, Ntoroko, Kabarole, Kamwenge, Chegegwa, Kasese, and Chenjojo. But what does the coalition do in the Rwenzori region?
This coalition has about 6 activities. Basically, one is the awareness creation on the evils of corruption. And here we've been able to create awareness of over 1 million people on the evils of corruption, and we've been receiving cases in our office. We have received each year over 50 cases of corruption, and these cases have been basically reported by the grassroots person, and they've been reporting corrupt cases, and we've been able to document these particular issues in the magazines. We have a quarterly newsletter which is called RAC, which we give to the communities and also to the other stakeholders to help them to know what exactly is happening in the region. We also have drama groups which are working with women groups. These ones are actually showcasing their work in the communities. And then we also have youth whom we are working with in the universities, also basically to build their capacity as youth to be able to fight corruption in the next generation. And we are also working with quite a number of stakeholders in the region involving them and also the youth in schools and youth out of schools.
Well, we do monitoring, we do advocacy, because when you go at a school and we find there is a challenge, sometimes it may not be corruption. You might find there is absenteeism. And then we see how to engage with parents to stop that, because all stakeholders have different roles. So we do advocacy if we see things that are lacking and we think and feel that they can be really improved, then we advocate for that.
Without the work of the 450 RAC volunteer monitors, the deep-rooted evils of corruption in the region would have never been exposed. In the Bundubujo district, the education system had nothing positive to show. Construction stalled, and students were leaving to get education in other neighboring districts. With the participation of RAC monitors, this has changed.
You know, we are supposed to inspect the schools, yes. At least the school should be inspected at least 3 times in a year. But you'll believe me that that frequency of being in a school only 3 times in a year or in it, whatever it is not adequate. RAC has helped us to track down the people who do shoulder works in construction of schools, teachers who have absconded from duty and perhaps they hide here and there. All things the way they are supposed to be. In fact, RAC is helping us because it is a matter of management. And when we are managing personnel, we are managing resources, and we have to give accountability.
When we came, there was a stalled project by the former contractor, Kamua Engineering International Johnson Limited. He had taken the contract to construct these facilities. He failed he defaulted in the contract agreement, and finally the contract was terminated. We carried out the procurement, went through the whole procurement process, and we were able to secure another contractor, Pekasa Enterprises Limited, who have constructed these facilities up to this stage. Having put these structures in place, I'm sure it is going to have a very big impact, because in terms of increasing the enrollment, many more students have applied. Some wanted to join in third term, but we told them to report to come next year in first term. Certainly, performance is going to improve.
In this old library, we had no power to read even at night, but I'm very happy that in the new library that is going to be handed to us, there's enough light for us to read throughout the night or during the day when it's rainy and the weather's not all that good.
Simbia now attracts students from far and beyond. However, there's still work to be done in Bubukwanga.
People competed and the Kamua construction company was selected. And then the site was handed over to him and they started work. As he started work, he requested for an advance payment of 77 million. That was before he could start work. He called it 35% of the contract sum. So that money was given to him to start work. He started work, and when he reached towards the middle of the work, like after the slab level, he also requested for more money. And that was 109 million. When he got that last installment, he abandoned the site. He disappeared up to 2012. So we went to the ministry, we complained, and we were advised to cancel his contract and then to re-advertise the school. Then we waited up to 2013, and then we decided to close the school because the enrollment had reduced completely. We were left with only 19 kids, 19 students, the whole school. Now the reason for that was that these kids are not comfortable with what? With studying with the primary pupils in the same what? In the same compound. They were like, there is no what? There is no progress. You are from the same class, you again move to the neighboring class. Primary to primary, primary to primary. And now as we talk the primary school, they are saying that we can't again use their structures. Bubukwanga is the only secondary school in this sub-county. The neighboring school is about 10 kilometers from here. That is Semuliki, there is Bomadu, Seed, there is Bolambagira, and they are all distant schools.
We know that there are watchdogs everywhere, the whistleblowers as we would call them. So everyone is always working and knowing that there is somebody watching, and whatever I do, I'll be held accountable. So the DO has to do his part, the teacher has to do his work, the learner will do his part or her part. And in so doing, we are improving in service delivery.
In the financial year 2012-2013, local government provided up to 464 million shillings for construction of maternity wards in Kamwenge district. These facilities are to benefit the people of Kiagara and Kanara sub-counties. However, contractor inconsistencies are undermining the project.
Kiagara Health Unit being a center too, it has limited services compared to the population we are serving. I was very glad when I was informed by the DHO's office that they are going to construct a maternity ward which will lead Kiagara to be promoted to Center 3, which would help to increase on the services and expand the services according to the population we are serving. Because when it is promoted to Center 3, it means we are able to conduct deliveries and we are able to have at least means of transport like a motorcycle, because at the moment we have a bicycle which is not even helping us much better. We were thinking that Kiagara Health Center was going to grow and expand into a bigger health center and really give the required services to the community.
So without this facility, it means our mothers will continue to suffer, to trek so many kilometers to look for services which they would have got here. So if this facility is completed, then we will now engage government and other agencies to ensure that we will have this facility operational and it offers services to our mothers, and maybe that one will also help reduce on the mortality rates around.
Ikizibe kiri kuletera ikizibu n'eki emirimo negendera igabirwa kuri aha district ije hikahaha batizire consulting community ko bwa mbere kibari kwenda gukora na value yesente nahibarije kucisi iwureba abantu n'ibijene batandika kombeka kuri kubabuze cyo ati ncenda kurwa kita uriya kugambira ngo tumpire murimo nguyu nufaci nabari ba district engineers bari makwija kushobora community icyo bari kwenda kure cyarico iwureba ibintu abantu n'ibijene bakora ibi bari kukora utari kubimanya.
It's not what we expected, as we had seen on the plan. The plan was bigger than the maternity ward we have presently. Because when the engineer came here, he came with the plan, and when he came back for construction, he constructed different from the plan he had.
The two projects were costed at different rates by the evaluation team and the procurement team, which awarded the contract here where we are standing at 201 million shillings, and their site of Kanara at 263 million. A difference of 62 million, which was far than this one, and yet they were supposed to do the same works. So because of our collaboration and links with Rwenzori Anti-Corruption Coalition, this matter came up, it rose public outcry, public concern. These projects were implemented, they were never commissioned, the details were never given and shared. So out of that, it came out that we needed to understand why the two projects within almost the same area. The distance from here to Kanara is almost the same. Same projects, implemented the same financial year, but at different costs.
True, the value for money is questionable. But even with the health centers having adequate structures, the national patient-to-doctor ratio estimated that 1 doctor to 24,000 patients leaves the situation in the health sector wanting. It is this unhealth ratio that brought about the establishment of village health teams with the primary mandate of extending primary health care even to the remotest of places. In 2012, Bufunjo sub-county in Kyenjojo district received 152 bicycles with the aim of giving village health teams more mobility and reach. The government input almost became subject to abuse, but RAC monitors of Bufunjo wouldn't let it happen.
We tried to talk with Sam, who was the health assistant. He tried to promise us with a lot of things. He promised us that he will give us a bicycle per each. He also give us 100,000, but we refused it totally. We emphasized that the bicycles should be given at no cost. So after a week, VHTs were called and they were given their bicycles.
Awareness creation has awakened the spirit of demanding for better service delivery in the region. In Kyenjojo district, the office bearer at the hospital was determined to take advantage of a mother's desperate situation. This would have gone without a trace because Gloria had given up on finding a solution for her underweight son.
Nyowe nkazara omwana wange mwaka gwe 2012 waito omwana akaba ataine maani okwo akaba ataine maani naribata mu irwaro abaho munansi yangamba muhe emitwaro 3 naja kunserura obuyambi ha district nagenda yampe namba nagenda wikemu buyahoireho kutera ha namba tinkugikwasa habaho kwezi 10 2 mpaka amezi 6 hati kikaba kiro kemu kabande musiri nindemo naroro mukazi kamuri Somaya ayizire nangambira umuntu ari umwana hayirwaro bakaba ayizire yamupimire yasanga umwana mucheke yangamba umwana mutware mu irwaro namugamba mu irwaro ndi batayine ndemerwe bakanyaho na sente zange nangwa na mujuma na mugamba nywe tinkwenda obusuma bwanyu obu ondekere ku mwana wange mbe aragarukira ni haho
nyo na mugamba ngambira omuntu ogwe yakwiro sente reka kujimisa abantu bona muratungaga ebizibu nkebi murenge hoga mutugambire ito tina nambe tusha kugenda tukagera tuyambirwe yangamba busayo omukazi akampa esimu 4G ikinamba kya 4G amazira byona kubinsobora mugamba werekere kangene nte mwamani na bamani tabagenzi bange undi ntaho mulingo gwona kwicanga nkugarurize sente zawe izo yagamba tikiswa kubaho tingo nimpa amasiku tikiswa kubaho tinkikiriza na mugambi ntorija kirora.
Local monitors came to my office with a complaint of some members of Change Hospital staff extorting money from vulnerable groups, disguising to assist them. They wanted to assist them, then they wanted money. And yet those services were supposed to be free. I intervened very fast. They gave me the names of the culprits, and I managed to cause a meeting between the culprits and the affected. The lady was coming from Nyarugongo.
Ndora Mr. Bahizi na nteresema na ngamba omuntu wawe sente azigarwire omulimo ogu nambe tukize webale nanye kanta kimanyi cyonka sente akozere kyazigarwire tena kakasa nakaguza shuwa ngwego